So welcome back to the review section. Now we talked a bit about the damage that happened and the effects of Volkswagen in Korea. They had a tough time due to not really being compensated as much as America and Canada. However, Volkswagen had a rougher time of it due to two counties in Florida and Utah. Have a rough time of it.
Have a rough time of it.
They were supported by three judges who filed a lawsuit against Volkswagen, saying that they had caused massive environmental damage by selling the test cheating cars. And although that they had paid $20 billion to cover for all of the damages, there will likely be more in the future.
Right, I hear that Volkswagen's argument was that the EPA should have sole jurisdiction in this situation, but that was later then rejected, and now Volkswagen are still, I believe, in this heated debate of who's to blame, and I'm sure they realize that they are to blame.
Jurisdiction.
Jurisdiction. It's going to cost them millions upon millions upon millions of dollars, which they don't want to pay.
Right.
So I can understand why they're fighting back.
Exactly, because this is going to have long-term effects. So Volkswagen should be responsible and have to pay the long-term consequences, basically. But I mean, this all relates to cars. So talking a bit on a lighter subject, Walter, what is the most important factor when you actually purchase a car? And how important are environmental kind of issues or components of a car to you?
I guess it would depend. When I'm thinking about buying a car, honestly, the interior is the most important thing to me because I want to be comfortable while driving. Environmental factors, see, we're still in the age where petroleum and diesel are still king of the car industry. We are seeing a slow takeover with electric cars, and it is cool to see that. I have driven a few electric cars before, and they are quite nice, but the problem at the moment is they're very expensive.
Right.
And unfortunately, I'm not rich, so therefore I need to more consider my expenses rather than actually the environment, which is a bad way of looking at it. But the reality is I don't have enough money to buy the eco-friendly car compared to just the normal car. How about you, Sam?
You and me both when it comes to the whole money thing. It's a little bit ironic when you think about it. Most of the electronic cars are really, really highly priced. So it kind of forces us to buy cheaper, diesel, petroleum cars. But for me, to be honest, I'm very superficial, so appearance and brand are definitely number one.
Yeah.
More appearance than brand these days. I just care about how a car looks. But also reliability. That's why I prefer German brands a bit more.
Okay. So we're talking a little bit about petrol and diesel as opposed to electric. What pollutants do you think are the most harmful for this earth?
Carbon dioxide is the only one that kind of pops into my head. It is the main, I want to say the main cause of global warming is the CO2 emissions that we've released over the years. So I do believe right now CO2 is the most harmful pollutant, but I know that there's tons of others, but my knowledge of different pollutant names isn't so wide. So I'm curious, what about you?
Well, I guess there's so many kinds of pollutants, but the main ones we think about is air pollution, we think of water pollution, we think of noise pollution. I guess any sort of pollution is bad for the environment, and we should do our best to reduce it, but at the same time, I guess even though we know climate change is a sure thing, many of us, including myself, don't really do too much to improve the situation.
Yep.
I try to do the bare minimal, which is recycle, or I try to do, turn off the light so it doesn't use as much energy or power. However, I think all pollutants are very harmful for the environment, and it's something that one day I guess we would have to think even more seriously than now, even though people are thinking of it quite seriously as we speak.
Right. Well, that does it for this unit. So we'll see you in the next one.